everyone. Suzanne Taylor King here with Yuri. I'm really excited for this conversation today, Yuri. I've been a fan of yours for a couple years now. Actually met you and heard about you through Pablo Gonzalez and category design and CMX, and really excited to dive into community, connection, and a little bit more about what you do. Welcome.
Suzanne, thank you very much. Super happy to talk to you. And yes, Pablo is an amazing person. And I
Yes.
still remember the story of our connection because I found his podcast. I listened to David Spink's podcast about communities, and
Mhm.
there was Pablo. And I immediately sent him LinkedIn invite, but he didn't accept it.
Mhm.
And then I was just following and then just shared some Eminem lyrics at some of his posts. And then I'm receiving this connection request and like, rapping in my comments just
Yeah.
makes you my friend right away. And that's how it started. So Pablo is superhuman.
Yeah. Yeah. I same. We met because I commented on a post about him surfing and just quickly established a connection. So it's really powerful when you can connect with someone on a human
Yeah.
level. And let's talk a little bit about that because in my research of you, going a little bit deeper, you talk a lot about the actual connection over likes and vanity metrics and all of those things. You're such about quality over quantity. And how did you come to be like that?
It's really hard part because if we are using our social media, they are incentivizing us with
Mm.
likes and reposts and comments, and they want us to want more. Like if some like one person reacted, nah, it's not enough. I need 100 people reacted, and if it's like 100, okay, it's not enough. I need 1,000. If 1,000, it's not enough. I need more. And it's really this crazy feeling when you don't see real names behind those. We just see
Yes.
this number, for example, on LinkedIn, like 50 people, 100 people. And if you really want to understand who reacted, you have to go into, so you don't see the list of those people right away. And I noticed once I decided to go for some kind of Facebook challenge, like posting on Facebook every day about everything. Like it was crazy themes, some
Hmm.
professional, some personal, some talking about friends and like everything. And what I've noticed that when I say something really easy to understand and really to relate, something like, hey, happy new year, happy Christmas, everyone can relate to that.
Yes.
So you receive a lot of likes and emotions, etc. But if you are going a little bit deeper, if you like go into some uh, touchy points that people
Mhm.
can have opinion about,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like up to 10 likes, no comments. But
Hmm.
what I have noticed that people started DMing me and like, I can relate, let's talk about it.
Yes.
And those conversations were the best because usually, currently, I know some people like Fimia who are doing amazing conversations, who are having this conversation really on social media. But at that time, those conversations happened only in DMs. And at that point, I totally understood that if I'm using easy, soft, evergreen theme, I'll have a lot of likes. But if I go deeper, I'm having deeper connections.
Yes.
And yeah, since that time, I'm always using that. And if somebody is messaging me, even like months after that, like, hey, I remember your post,
Hmm.
that's like, okay, you look like my way. Let's talk about it.
Yes. Yeah, I same exact. When I tend to have a strong opinion about something, I have lots of opinions about connection, about community, about social media, about marketing in general. And when I take a stand, I might only get 4 likes, 1
Yeah.
comment, but the conversations after that become more engaged, um more meaningful, I think, to me, at least as far as growing and changing and advancing, business. And let's talk a little bit about that because you made a post in your newsletter, which I'm a subscriber, and I will make sure that that link is in the comments today. You made a post about uh tagging other people and interacting on social media with your friends rather than having a 15-minute catch up either on the phone or on Zoom, and the difference that can make. And I've totally seen this too, that a real connection is in your phone. It's somebody that you talk to routinely, that you refer business back and forth maybe. Um, Say a little bit about what that means for you.
It's really interesting topic, and I'm thinking a lot about, you know, we all have our family numbers, like our partners
Mhm,
and our parents and our kids. Why do we have them on the phone?
mhm,
Maybe because we are keeping in touch with them. And currently, we can have thousands of connections
mhm.
with people who we don't even never saw. And, you know, for me, it's like getting each other numbers is kind of like going on the next level in relationships. So it's
Yeah.
like, opening a little bit of you to another person. And
Mhm.
it's so hard for human connections to, go to plan, schedule a coffee chat. Because currently how it works when I talk to somebody like on LinkedIn, like, hey, let's schedule a coffee chat. Here is my calendar link.
Mhm.
Oh my God, it sounds so working style. And
It
then
does. It
it,
does. It's like awkward dating, right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
let's agree somewhere in 30 days,
Mhm.
maybe. And then, plans changes. And it's totally different when you just catch up your phone. Like, I have you on my mind. Sorry, I will call you right now. I'm calling
Yeah.
you because I got you on my mind. And like, it means nothing. Some people are afraid of talking, like saying that I'm busy, but it's okay. Sometimes you can say, yeah, sorry, I really appreciate it, but I'm busy. I will call you back in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then even if the person won't call back, it's not a problem. You're still on each other's minds. And
Yeah.
what I noticed, and it was really very strange experience for me personally, when I had numbers of some folks, and I called them on their birthdays, and their
Mm.
reaction was like, wow,
Yeah.
somebody's still using telephones,
Mhm.
really? Like,
Mhm.
wow, you're like, it was like wow effect. And for me it was just, I just called to say like happy birthday and a few good words. And the fun thing that those people started to calling me back on my birthday,
Yeah.
even though I didn't ask them about it. So it's kind of like became our habit.
Yes.
And those conversations are the best. Even like if there are two sentences, you will remember about this. And anytime I see something related to those people, I'm just taking my phone, like calling them, and
Mhm.
just a few small exchange. Because for me, that's exactly how friendship is built. Small exchanges of information, of stuff here and there. And but currently I include social media too, because sometimes I can send a DM on LinkedIn. Why not? If I know that this person will read it, I
Mhm.
can send a DM. And recently, what I also learned, that it's great to send voice messages, because in this way you give a little bit of you and your
Yeah.
how your voice, your emotions. Because when you say a text, it's good, but when you hear somebody and
Mhm.
like how they say it, it's
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah, I'm so passionate about that because, with a lot of my clients, I do WhatsApp, so they can share their voice with
Hmm.
me, and I
Yeah.
can share my answer to their question or an insight back with them, and it's so much more powerful because I can tell where they're at in their thinking based on the energy of their voice and the vibration of their voice. And are they up about it? Are they down about it? Do they need help? Do they need motivation? Do they need
Hmm.
inspiration? So I think that voice message is really powerful. And then I would encourage, I I have found by being myself on those voice messages, like getting a voice message from your coach that's like, "Yo, what's up? How's it going today?" And is so much better than a stiff, robotic, way of interacting with people, because we don't do that in real
Yeah.
life. Why would we do it on social media? So I love that you said those things.
They
Really
teach us
powerful.
to act like that. They need
I know,
us,
I
you
know.
know.
Yeah. I don't know how many times when I first started in the online space that I actually was told to
Mhm.
interact like that, to DM like that, to email like that. And every time it was taught to me, I just thought, wow, that does not feel like me at all.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that. And I think standing in that uniqueness is one of the hardest things when you're trying to build your tribe, you're trying to build your community, whether it's followers or actual people in a Zoom room. Let's go there. What does that look like when you are in the online space, whether it's for your business or, business development per se,
Mhm.
and you're trying to build relationships with people and you're struggling? What's worked for you?
I feel like every conversation with person, every interaction I make is building connections,
Mhm.
building relationships. Because otherwise, why do even communicate with each other? It makes no sense if you are just meet once and like never intersect in your lives ever
Mhm.
again. And I would say that I approach every person as a friend.
Mm.
And I love this word friend working, and I hate
Mm,
word networking because
I love
it's so
that.
spoiled word, you know. People are like they're teaching you on a sales calls like you have to do networking, you have to go, you have to sell, you have to. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh my god, why do that? Even though it's such a good word, networking, it's used in such a wrong
Yes.
context. And that's why I always use friend working. And being real you, it helps other people to understand
Mm,
what to expect. And you always want to understand what to expect. You know, it's hard to build, it's hard to work together if you don't know what to expect from another person. And if you are acting not like you, like if your business proposal is different from who you are in real life,
mhm.
people will see it. They will, first of all, they will feel it. Maybe they won't understand it, but then when they will understand it, they will be disappointed. And
Yeah.
they won't work with you ever again, and they will never let other people to work with you. But if you are totally there, totally like friendly, openly, real you,
Mhm.
it builds amazing trust, and you can build upon that. And once again, this trust allows you to continue your business relationships because
Yes.
people will tell, okay, this person is trustful, we had an amazing time together, you can have this time too. And even saying no in a friendly way, it's super amazing thing.
Yeah.
Because I learned it for a long time how to say no in a good way, because I'm like a community builder. I'm like this person, I always want to help others. I
Mhm.
will do better for others than for myself, and like it's somewhere
Yeah.
in my blood. But then I understood that even saying no right away, saying no, explaining why, and maybe trying to like, I can do this, but I can connect you with this person who might help you.
Yeah.
Like, this person will still have you on your mind, because you wasn't rude, you told the truth.
Yeah.
And it's super powerful. And even at some point of my life, I was selling children's stuff like prams, beds, etc.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes people came to the shop searching for specific pram. And even though we had like 20 different prams, and like I was a seller, and kind of it's better for me to sell more, I told them like, you know what? we don't really have what you need. I
Mhm.
know there is a shop like across the road, they have it. Please go to them and you will have what you need.
Mm.
Even though I didn't receive this profit right away, they came back and buy a lot of other stuff, you know. So they bought
Yeah.
a pram in that shop, then they came to us to buy a bed, to buy diapers, to buy bottles, and a lot of stuff. And finally, they bought more and gave more profit to me than, you know, just buying a pram and being unhappy with it.
Yeah,
So
that's such
sometimes
a good
saying no
message.
is also helping others.
It's such a good message about really staying in your lane about what you do in any profession. Um, I think it's hard in the beginning when you're desperate for clients and customers. It's hard to refer business to someone else. But exactly what you said is so true. When you stay in your zone of genius and you let other people stay in their zone of genius, you're able to share business back and forth. And that's truly what friend working is about. Um it's really about those connections.
And you know, I always approach competitors as colleagues,
Yeah.
because if they do something better than me, it means that I'm bad at something and I have to be
Mm.
better. But if they are good in their field, I'm good in my field, why can't we collaborate?
Yes.
Why to compete in every field except for instead of like having one field for each other? But
Mhm.
it's a philosophical question, you know. If the field is too narrow, you will definitely have competitors.
Mhm.
But yeah, like in general, this is my approach. And I can go sometimes to competitors and like, hey, let's chat. I will share with you everything I know. I don't expect the same from you. You can do or you may not, but let's try. You know, let's give it a try.
I love that so much. Um, all right. I want to get into exactly what you do and how you serve your
Mm.
clients. More people need to know about the work that you're doing.
So I am a community builder and community consultant, and I work with companies and entrepreneurs and help them to connect their business with their clients and to ensure that what they are doing is really filling people needs
Mm.
and people love what they do and they open to give feedback. So basically I build communities for businesses. And what I really love the most about that I can be very open with my clients. And you know, this saying, call shit. So if something doesn't work or
Mhm.
work not in a good way, I'm always saying that, you know what, let's try another way. This way might not work.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying not to take as many projects as possible and ensure that they are working with me forever. I try to share my knowledge as much as possible and ensure that their communities is growing and they won't need me as
Mhm.
fast as possible, because I can easily create like 1-2 years plan and like, yeah, we definitely need to work and we
Mhm.
need to work for 5 years. Otherwise, your community won't grow. But my idea is to teach as much as possible and not in this teacher way, kind of like, hey, I'm a master, I'm giving you my knowledge, but more in a peer support way. So
Mhm.
because in this way, I learn from clients too. I don't
Yeah.
know everything, but I'm open to new knowledge. So my idea when we are starting working, if you are starting a new community or if you have an existing community, you want to improve it, I'm coming like as a consultant and we brainstorm together what and how to do better. Then we implement it step by step and then improve our strategy, improve our plan. And once again, my goal is to leave the company as fast as possible and to ensure that they're, you know, growing without me.
I love that. I love that. We're gonna have to talk about my community on a future date. Um, I love the fact that you said that because, a lot of marketing people, um, business development people, coaches, consultants, they're stretching out the relationship as long as possible. They want to hold on to those clients for as long as possible. And I've never been a fan of having it take longer. I think one of the assets in this world is how fast can you get your clients to the result, and how fast can you get someone to the point where they don't need you
Yeah,
anymore. And
exactly.
I think that's really just a beautiful way to be sharing knowledge, sharing information, whether it's coaching, whether it's consulting, or even imagine a landscaper who's teaching you how to and improving your lawn. Do you want him to have to come back every month for the rest of your life? Or, is it something, I'm going to do this for 6 months and then here's what you do after that? I don't know. There's just something magical about getting people to their result faster.
And I really like to be honest because, for example, if talking about mowing alone, if somebody
Mhm.
wants to do it themselves, sure, I will tell you how I do it. You can try it yourself and you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
But maybe you don't want to waste your time in that way. Maybe you want
Mhm.
to hire me every month so I can get you. But I don't want you to feel like that you must do it.
Right. 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 It's really, I think I love the way you described it as peer, because you're learning from your clients as you go, as well as they're learning from you. And that's really a beautiful synergistic relationship, especially when you're talking about building community, right? Because
Yeah.
community is that. You're doing, like, from a meta perspective, right? You're doing what you say you're doing for them. With Yeah, beautiful.
And community, like usually it's around their businesses. It's
Yes.
not around me. I can go there and build community. Like I can communicate with people. I can, make friends. I
Mhm.
can build relationships. We can be like the best friends ever and ensure that we are helping each other. But the moment I'm gone, people are gone. Like,
Yeah,
what's the sense?
that's makes
So
no sense.
it's like training a dog. If you are getting your dog to a trainer, you don't want to trainer have your dog, and you want your dog to do some tricks and to be a good dog.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
bit strange connection, but yeah, I think that you get the point.
I do. I do. Well, how can my listeners and my followers find out more about what you do and how you serve your clients?
I feel like it's easy, is the easiest way is to go to my LinkedIn and to check like what is written there because I'm trying to keep things as open as possible and I'm trying to share my tips. I recently started a newsletter on Substack, but I feel like
Mhm.
the moment I created one article introduction, I didn't write anything else. But
Mm.
I promise I will change. And recently, I told you before we started this conversation online. I told you about that. I decided to deep dive into the nature of human connections,
Yeah.
and because I love human connections. I just feel them. I love
Mhm.
connection on a human level. But if you are asking me like what does it mean, I can explain. Still, it's hard. So
Mm.
I really want to go to nitty gritty, like the basics of human connections, like from different aspects, and to
Yeah.
understand like what makes us bond together, what makes us connect, why some people connect like super fast, why some people won't connect
Mhm.
ever. And yeah, I will go through this research. Maybe it will be a book. I don't know. I have it in my
I'm
dream
really
to write a
excited
book.
about this.
So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the
Yeah,
easiest way to go to LinkedIn and check what I'm sharing and please give feedback. And if something close to your heart, send me a DM and let's have a conversation.
I love it. So two things I want to add to that. My mentor, Dr. Dorothy Martin Neville, would say that human connection is based on energy. And does your energy of openness, vibration,
Mm.
vulnerability line up with that other person? Right. And
Yeah.
that's a combination of body language, eye contact, maybe it's things in common, but it goes deeper to actual energy level, your personal vibration. And if you vibe high, somebody who vibes low is going to
Hmm.
feel weird to you,
Mm.
and you're going to feel weird to them.
Hmm.
So it's really, I'll connect you with her.
Wow,
She
it's
would
really
be,
interesting.
yeah, she would be an amazing just conversation one, but she's
Wow.
written 8 books on the topic of leadership and energy medicine and all good things.
I
So
definitely have to read them and please connect. It's an
yes,
amazing.
I
Thank you very
will.
much.
I will. And look at the connection we already have. You showed up in yellow today.
It's my favorite color, you know?
I did
So
not know that, but
I have a
maybe,
yellow watch.
wow, maybe energetically I knew that and I picked out a yellow sweater today to
We
wear.
didn't even think about it. So yeah.
Well,
And I
sounds
I
fun.
really love energy level. And
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, like we all consist of like energy pieces and
Mhm.
these atoms and connected in different ways. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's a very deep topic, and I really want to, I love listening to Andrew Huberman, and I love
Mm.
his podcast and how he like this how you call it, not a social science, but like open science. So you can when they talk about science in an easy language, so you can
Mm.
understand what it
Yeah.
means. And I really love this approach, and I
Mm.
really want to dive deep into very similar, even though I have no like background like psychological research stuff. I did math in my university, so I kind of
Mhm.
have this logical mind. So I think it will be interesting journey.
Well, let's connect again and compare notes on that topic for sure because I love that podcast and some of his episodes are like 3 hours long
Yeah, exactly.
and really go deep into different topics, but in a very understandable, approachable way. So, really great reference there. Thank you so much for being here with me today and, taking a chance on an almost stranger to you and having this conversation. I look forward to more with you, Yuri.
Thank you very much, Suzanne. Very much
Welcome.
likewise. And yeah, see you in the community world.
Yes.